Sold 523 suncatchers and I was very nervous going into it. I turned a profit this year. Can't have highs without lows. My personal life kind of blew up. It did come out blue. Is it all over? Hello and welcome back. If you're new here, hi, my name is Georgie. I'm the artist and creator behind Georgie Sutton Art, a cat and dinosaur themed online shop. Just going to give a little disclaimer for this video. My cat is being very needy today, so if you're hearing any squeaks, then that is Jasper you can hear. Right on cue. As we have come to the end of 2025, I thought it'd be good to remind myself of all the things I've achieved this year and also share some of the highs and lows that I've had with my business. I'm going to be running through some stats for the first part of this video, so if I look over in this direction, I am looking at those numbers. Starting off, I traded at 32 shows this year, of which 14 of those were 2 or more days. 5 were Comic-Cons, 4 were tattoo shows, and 23 were markets or other events like the cat show. With all these shows, I did forget things on 5 occasions. The last show of the year, I did actually forget more than one thing, but for my sanity's sake, we're counting it as 1. Jasper is now here. He's just at a shop. So I'm going to run through some sales figures. These are actually from online shop and markets because I don't actually separate the figures. So overall, this is what how many I've sold of each item. First of all, I sold 87 t-shirts. That blew me away when I saw that number. I didn't think it was that many. 48 sweatshirts, 329 key rings, 342 sticker sheets. That does actually include the free ones that I give away at markets as well, for if people spend over £35, and 165 sticker packs. And then I also sold 523 suncatchers, which kind of astonished me, really. I did not realise that I'd made 523 suncatchers that year, but I would have actually made more than that because I send obviously some to shops. Highlights of the shows was the first one of the year was MegaCon London. That was actually my first solo full table 2-day event. And it was in January, and I only booked that show a month in advance. So I only booked it in the December. So I had, I think, just over like 30 days to actually get everything ready for that show. And I was very nervous going into it just because, again, it was my first 2-day solo event. Another one was Newbury Tattoo Convention. Now, it wasn't my first tattoo show. It was actually my 3rd one by that point. Going into it, I had no expectations because I didn't know anything about this particular show, but it absolutely blew me away, and I remember selling out of so much stock and having to do so much like quick restocking for the next shows that I was going to. And then of course honourable mentions would be MegaCon Farnborough and London Comic Con Winter, just because they were both my best sales days of the whole entire year. So stepping away from markets and conventions, the biggest thing that I did for my business this year was actually launch my own shoppable website. Now, obviously, I have been selling on Etsy for over 5 years, and I did have my own website before this, but it wasn't a shoppable one. It was just to take commissions and stuff for pet portraits, so you couldn't actually buy products through it. But this website is an actual proper shoppable website, and I have had quite a few orders through it, more than I thought I would. Speaking of online sales, I actually packed 388 orders, so that's across my own website and Etsy, and that is the most I've ever had in a year. So obviously very grateful, very thankful for all of those orders. Some of the highlights of the year was that I made 67 new products and designs. I launched my own Patreon. I started vlogging on YouTube of all my markets and studio work. And the best part is that I turned a profit this year. Woo! Now some low points of the year, because you can't have highs without lows. I did attend some of my worst ever conventions or markets where I didn't turn a profit at all. And then also, not really business related, but because I own my own business and I run it myself, it does kind of affect the business, is that my personal life kind of blew up. If you've been following me for the last couple of months, you will have seen me mention in some of my vlogs that I've been having some personal life issues, which is why either I've forgotten stuff for markets or I just haven't been uploading very regularly. So basically what happened was that my relationship of 8 years came to an end 2 weeks before my birthday in October. This came just after MegaCon Farnborough and then just before the Supreme Cat Show. It was in that week. It did come out blue and I wasn't expecting it. It did mean that I had to move out of my very first owned home. So we bought the flat together. I'm in a new studio space, hence the different background. But this happened during November, which is why a lot of things were being delayed and that sort of thing because I just simply didn't have the time to upload. The other big thing was that I had to leave Blue behind. If you saw some of my older vlogs, you might have seen her in there. She is a Seal Point Ragdoll, and she was actually my cat. I picked her out because she was the smallest kitten, but she was the most playful. And my ex actually picked Jasper out. However, he's become a mama's boy, so we decided that I would keep Jasper and he would keep Blue. Obviously, this broke my heart. I don't care what people say. They are my babies. They're not just a pet. So, yeah, that came as quite a hard separation, to be honest, for me. Yeah. If you haven't watched many of my vlogs, this is Jasper. He's my baby, and it's just us two now. So with all this being said, what is in store for my business, my personal life, and is it all over? So essentially, I'm starting my life over at the age of 28. I am single, I'm in a new home and a new town. I am looking for a part-time job just to work around my small business. As being honest, the funds that I'm making at the moment are not quite enough to live off as a single adult with a cat. In terms of the business, it is not going anywhere. We are continuing. I have created new designs and that sort of thing. So don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I'm currently having a big shift around of my business and the way I'm going to be running it for the new year. The first thing that is changing is I'm discontinuing pin badges. Now, when I look at my sales data between key rings, magnets, and pin badges, what I see is that pin badges don't sell as much. Key rings sell a little bit more than pin badges, but not that much more. But in terms of stocking them and displaying them at markets, they don't take up any more room. Whereas pin badges, if I got rid of them, then it would mean where I have my like 2 lots of pin walls, one of them would be able to go. Annoyingly, I didn't make this decision before I restocked the pin badges, so that's my bad. I've got a load of stock of them now. I will be keeping a few designs that I know sell well, and I'll just have them in a pot, like ready to buy, like self-serve, but I won't be stocking every single design as a pin badge just because they don't sell as well. And maybe in the future I might go down the like enamel pin route, but that's not a definite at this stage because that costs a lot of money. The next thing is that I will be making the notebooks myself. I have in the past made a few notebooks myself. However, I was printing all the lined pages myself. That's not going to happen. I will be getting the pages ordered and then I will be binding it and making the covers myself. This will mean that I'll be, 1, able to offer plain or lined paper, and 2, I will be able to offer a lot more different designs of covers. So it will mean that if I want to test out a new design, I can just make 1 or 2 at a time and see if they sell first, instead of having to order 50 at a time and then being stuck with 50 notebooks that aren't selling because people don't like the designs of them. So it's going to give me a lot more flexibility. It will also mean that I can actually do custom designs of notebooks if people want them. I think it will actually be a positive step. Obviously, it will mean that I have to actually make them myself, but it will mean that I just don't have to keep the physical stock. A lot of designs are being redesigned or scrapped entirely. There's just no point in me keeping around designs that people aren't buying because they either don't like them or the sales have declined throughout the year because, you know, I've got new designs that are better. So I am having a big shake-up of them, and I currently actually have on my website a big sale. So I'm doing like what I'm calling it a studio clear out sale, because I've got loads of stock. So all pin badges are discounted. Some of the notebooks are discounted because I've got so much stock of them. And then I've also got key rings and magnets of designs that are being replaced or redesigned. They're also on sale. I will also be doing many more t-shirts and sweatshirt designs because I really love putting my art on clothing. One of them I am actually planning for London MegaCon, which is in 2 weeks' time as I'm filming this. Going forward, I want to look at different ways of getting these manufactured. So at the moment, I get DTF transfers and I heat press them onto the t-shirts myself, which is fine and it works. It's just that sometimes it's very time consuming. So kind of the opposite of notebooks, where I'm bringing production back to me. For apparel, I kind of want to push that production back out. So I'm going to be looking into like screen printing and direct garment and that sort of thing, and seeing what is possible with my budget. We will see how that goes. That might not be a 2026 thing, that may even be a 2027 thing, but going forward, that is what I would like to do. I will also be continuing with YouTube and Patreon. I'm really enjoying making longer form content, and also being forced to design something new each month is keeping me creative and making me make the time to actually be creative. So yeah, I will be continuing with that. So if you would like to support me, my business, and of course Jasper, then make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss another upload. My socials will all be linked in the caption below, including my Patreon, where this month's theme is mushroom dinosaurs. So I will be filming a tour of my new studio in the next coming month or so. So if you do have any questions about me, my business, or my studio, then drop them in a comment below. That's all I have for today, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!